Hello, Wayfair. Welcome to the March 2019 edition of the Nexus News Network. In this month's episode, we'll be covering the following topics. We'll go over our replenishment-directed put-away launch, our deploy process, how and why we're implementing domain-driven design concepts, and our plans and approach in the realm of bulk order picking. Before jumping into updates, a couple of introductions. I'd like to welcome Reed Powells to the Nexus OPI team and Roger Wang to the Nexus engineering team. On the other side, Ian Azquay is shifting his focus from Nexus to the WMS automation space. And a farewell to Greg Konecki, who's in his final weeks at Wayfair. We appreciate all the guidance and support you provided in the Nexus space and beyond. We'll keep things rolling. How hard can it be, right? As foreshadowed in last month's episode, we launched replenishment-directed put-away for locationally slotted zones in Hebron in February. This change eliminates the manual need for users to print item labels, look up locations for each of those items, and then write that location down on each box before putting things away. This applies to a specific zone in Hebron and can be scaled as needed. We're monitoring cartons put away per hour and have seen it remain steady throughout this process, while hypothesizing a significant increase in this metric. Currently, we believe this increase is delayed as a result of training and ramp-up of the new process, a small data set that's being skewed by some outliers, and exception cases taking longer to resolve. In the meantime, we've gotten great reviews from our users who really appreciate the removal of those manual steps. We're continuing to monitor the data and connect with the Fiesta Put-Away team on improvements. So as we rolled out a new app version as a part of this release, we had a spike in crashes. I'm being told that this failure somehow is a sign of a successful deploy. We have Ben Saitlin here from the Nexus Android team to tell us more about that. Ben, your claim seems dubious at best. Ben.
Not now. Nexus takes a new approach to deploying application code. Tiny, targeted rollouts with easy reverts when there's a bad deploy. For the replenishment-directed put-away rollout, we updated 3 devices in Hebron at 11 a.m. when our entire team was in the office monitoring our dashboards and alerts. When a crash happens on Nexus, an alert is immediately fired into the channel and swarmed by engineers. The team quickly found the root cause, was able to alert WITS about the issue, and worked with WITS to swap out the devices and deploy a fix the following day. So Andrew, yeah, I wrote and deployed some bad code, needed to do a revert, and didn't cause a sev. That's a huge win.
Thanks, Ben. That was disrespectful. Next up, let's hear from Ludmil on domain-driven design. What do all those emails mean?
Our task as WMS engineers is not easy. The warehousing domain is quite complex, and on top of that, we have to build our systems using a database schema, which doesn't always make sense. In order to get this right in Nexus, we decided to lean on a proven software engineering practice, domain-driven design, or DDD. DDD is an approach that helps developers better understand the business problem that they are solving and design a software model for that problem. The main staple for achieving this alignment is forming a common language that both domain experts and engineers use. This language is built through communication with the domain experts, OPI, and understanding the problems from their point of view. Our task as engineers is to embed this language in the code we write by building a matching domain model and protecting this model from corruption. To prove these concepts, we took one of our existing functionalities, cycle count, and refactored it in a DDD way. The goal of refactoring was mainly to try things out ourselves and set a clean example that everyone could follow. Cycle count is functionality which has been live in production for more than 6 months, having 90% test coverage and running without any issues. By using DDD, we were still able to spot some weaknesses in the code, which proved the validity of the approach. That's why we decided to continue to explore it, and we are already working on applying it in outbound picking.
As we mentioned in our last video, the Nexus team is moving on to outbound picking. Let's hear more from Gerasimos on that front.
Thank you, Ian. Reed, I meant. Yes. Let's talk more about picking.
Customer order fulfillment starts with our warehouse associates who are tasked with physically picking standalone cartons. Packaging can be flat, square, long rugs, or just a plain old couch sitting 25 feet off the ground. These cartons can be very bulky and weigh up to over 100 pounds, meaning our warehouse associates can be lifting on average up to 600 to 1,000 pounds per hour. A bulk picking shift starts therefore with a safety briefing and a good stretch. Then hopping onto one of two main equipment, such as the cherry picker or pallet jack, navigating through the warehouse, picking cartons and applying shipping labels, then lastly inducting these cartons to the downstream shipping process. Key part of the Nexus development process is the investment we make into studying workflows and validating solutions with our users ahead of development. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Haya Gaviola, our Nexus design lead and strategist.
The Nexus team, along with our ops partners, conducted preliminary research by interviewing our warehouse associates. These preliminary insights were used to inform the high-fidelity bulk picking concept. During our solution discovery phase, the team tested the bulk picking prototype with the warehouse associates last week and gathered insights around the usability issues found, as well as identifying gaps and opportunities for the team to continue to iterate on future versions. As we continue to refine our experiences, we will uncover new problems for the team to solve. Here's a few themes from last week's usability trip. During first shift, pickers wanted the ability to pick to clear.
How does this feel for you so far?
I like it. My only thing is, I know with our system, it'll take us through waves, they're different. So like, our big thing is, it'll bring you back to this location eventually. Our biggest thing is getting it all right now while we're here. It's a lot more productive. It's circling around, grabbing a couple more.
So that's why you're asking, are all my picks this location or...
Well, I mean, if let's say we have like 10 of those up there, and in the system, I'm gonna need 10 of them. If I go, I shouldn't have to go there 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. No, I mean, I prefer to just go there once, pick all of them at the same time, and do it. But like I said, when I asked.
Another is humanizing our app content by using jargon that they use on a daily basis, by not flooding the app with internal jargon.
Instead of saying short pick, you just say item not there.
Okay.
Seriously, they're pretty simple.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, right there. Perfect.
Okay.
Stage picks.
Okay. And
You guys got it covered.
Do we get that on the recording?
As you can see, the Nexus team is constantly iterating on our experiences, backed by data, research, and usability efforts. Stay tuned for the next evolution of Nexus.
And this concludes our Nexus Smart Video update. See you guys next time.